Here we are. New podcast. Started quality time with Spiro, I want to feel almost 2 years ago. And I had to stop because it was just too much. Like I really bit off more than I could chew back then. That's the thing about grief that I really don't understand. And I don't think I'll ever understand is you don't realize how much it really affects you until you try to do things. You know what I mean? Like the amount of times I was like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And then you start it and then you're just exhausted mentally. And for a long time, I had this jumbleness in my head. So every time I try to start a podcast or redo it, I was so exhausted all the time. I just couldn't find the energy to do it. And now I'm in a good place. I'm still grieving. I'm still working through it. That's kind of what this podcast is going to be. It's going to be me just kind of talking about what it's like being me. And there's going to be days where it's going to be serious, I guess. We're going to talk about some serious things. And some days it's going to be funny and off the rails. Some days I'm just going to rant and a lot of it's not going to make sense. And this is probably one of those episodes where it's not going to make sense. One of the biggest lessons that I learned that I didn't even realize was something I needed to learn was people don't want to see you get better. And I know a lot of people are going to look at this and be like, well, that's not true. People want you to get better. Nobody wants you to not get better. And for people that are good people or people that are close to you or whatever, they want you to get better. They might have struggles once you get better because they're so used to how you were during your darkest times. And then there's a transitionary period where they don't even recognize you because you're just a different person. And I say to people that maybe know someone that's grieving something and they don't know how to connect to them or they're not sure how to really relate, I guess, is you just can't. You kind of just have to let us be. You just have to be supportive of us. If we're doing something dangerous, reckless, or it's something where it's clearly we're going down a wrong path, call us out. We might push, we might resist back, but if we feel the genuine intention is there, we're going to be responsive because we don't want to feel this way. I think that was the thing I knew early on after Sarah passed is I was like, I just don't want to be this sad all the time. And it's hard because I had every reason. I still have every reason to be very sad about it. And it's an ugly situation that I went through. And I hope no one ever has to go through the situation that I went through. It's horrific in so many ways. And we're almost 4 years after Sarah passed, and I'm still kind of learning these lessons. I'm also cat sitting, so if you see a bonnet cat, that's Campari. She had a little cut on her chin, and now she's got a cone, and she's super overdramatic. When you grieve, you're at such a dark spot, and you're just looking for any sort of connection. You're looking for any sort of, a semblance of family and what it used to be like and care and people that just understand what you're going through and let you be and understand that you're just not going through a great time and you're going to make mistakes and you're not going to be, no one's ever a perfect person, but we have growing pains. There's days I think this is what happened is people look at me and they look at me now and they see that I'm doing okay. They see I've lost a lot of weight. They see that I'm taking care of myself. I'm busy with comedy. I'm smiling. I'm doing all these things. I'm dating a wonderful woman. And I think people automatically assume that grief over, he's done. There shouldn't be anything matter with him anymore. And sometimes I even have that. I'm like, why? What do I have to be upset about right now? Obviously, I have stuff to be upset about, but my life's been good. It's been real good, but I think when you're grieving, you lose this sense of identity of yourself. And there's even times where I look at me in pictures and in the mirror and videos, and I'm just like, I don't even recognize myself. So it's easy to understand why people who came in before your dark time or during your dark time, and then when they see you kind of getting out of this shrapnel of terrible shit, there's like almost a weird jealousy about it. And that sounds crazy. And I feel crazy today even talking about it. But it took a hard lesson for me to realize, like a couple hard lessons for me to realize is sometimes people just, they don't know how to get out of the bad situations that they're in, or if they're struggling with certain things or if they're having issues with certain things, they don't know how to get out of it. Like I thought the hardest thing would be losing Sarah and not knowing where to go from there and not being able to have that unconditional love that I had with her and feel like I'm worse. And then like I was a caretaker for so long. So then you have these things where it's like, you feel like you lose your sense of purpose. So then when people see you refinding purpose or refinding yourself and being a better version of yourself and really kind of just living that like, hey, I've had the worst possible thing happen to me. I've gone through probably the worst time of my life, knock on wood, and I'm still fucking killing it. And some people, a lot of people, can't do it. And I'm not trying to brag about myself. I'm not trying to say I'm the best or I'm amazing, but I am amazing. And what I went through, nobody else can go through. The 4 years of Sarah being sick, the 4 years after, all the ups and this 8 years of just up and down and crazy curveballs, and nobody can deal with what I've been through. And if you don't like that, sorry, I'm here to stay. And old me ain't coming back. And by old me, I mean old, depressed, I don't want to say pathetic, but beaten up because I was going through a wild fucking time. That Spiro is gone. And I think people got used to that for so long. And they forgot how I used to be. And guess what? I'm back, baby. And I'm back better than ever. Because when you see what I've seen, I don't know. When you see what I've seen, you just have a new thought on life. You're just like, I want to be the best version of myself. I want to make everything I've ever wanted come true because life is too short. All I'm saying is I'm back, baby. I'm back. There is a good creative fire in my belly. I finally feel clear-headed, back to myself, back to my creative spirit. I've been writing again. I've been filming again. I've been doing more social media content. Everything that made me extremely special, playing hockey, everything that made me up until when Sarah got devastatingly sick, it's back and it ain't going anywhere. So if y'all enjoyed discounted Spiro for 8 years, stressed out Spiro, depressed Spiro for the last 8 years, I'm sorry. But y'all should probably just not deal with me because I'm back and I'm back for good. I'll be hitting Austin December 7th to the 10th. So if you guys run shows out in Austin, I'd love to do it. If you guys are out in Austin and I get on a show, please come by and hang out. I also have my Smoke and Fire show. It's a brand new show in Vegas. We had our first one last month. Jay Reed was our headliner. Absolutely phenomenal. Our next show is November 20th, this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Headliner Noah Garden Swartz. Amazing, hilarious, one of my good friends. And just, God, his comedy's so good. I'm so jealous of his writing. He's so fucking funny. We had his wife on the last show, Esther. She's also incredibly funny. Very opposite. She's very energetic, and Noah's very even even keel, like, oh my God, but they're both just so funny. So we have Noah, we have Liz Stone, who, if you guys follow me, are very familiar with Liz Stone. She's absolutely hilarious. And I'm excited for her to be on this. And then I have my friend Chris Storin, who, again, just super funny comic, great writer. Got to do the 48-hour film project with him a couple weeks ago. So I'm excited to have him on. And then it's Vegas. We never know who's going to pop in and do some guest spots. If you guys want tickets, just comment below or hit me in the DMs. I'm happy to help you with that. We just want to have a fun, packed show, buy some blueberry sliders, eat up, get some drinks. The food is phenomenal. The atmosphere is great. The people that work there are like the sweetest, most amazing people ever. So please come and support. But this journey is exciting. There's a lot of uncertainty in my life right now, despite everything that I just said about me being in a good place and in a new focus and a new elevated place in my life. There's still some chaos. There's still a lot of things that I don't know what the direction's going to go. And that's okay. This has been our pilot episode of Heartbroken and Housebroken, the discourse of a young widower. I hope you guys really enjoy this. I'm excited for it. I know that some of you guys have been waiting for this for a while, and let's see where it goes.